Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is a first-person shooting game experience which is created and developed by Activision and designed by David Van Den Haar, the game's director, which was dated back in 2012 for the PlayStation 3. This content is suggested for mature gamers due to its explicit content. Players play as David Mason, who is sent on a mission to hunt down Raul Menendez, leader of a terrorist organization, to hack all machines to start a global war. Sometimes in the missions, players play as Alex Mason during flashbacks on discovering the secrets of Raul Menendez that extends the story of the game. The gameplay is a first-person shooter experience, where the player can use the left analog stick to move or run fast, and the right analog stick to view around their environments. For the battling mechanics, players can just aim by pressing the L1 button and shoot by pressing the R1 button at various enemies during the missions of the game. Throughout the gameplay, players can have the chance to reload their weapons by pressing the square button, and as a side note, the square button can also be used for changing weapons from dead enemies if the player has run out of ammunition from the main weapon. For further gameplay mechanics, players can also change their weapons by pressing the triangle button, like say from pistol to machine gun. Press the X button to jump on platforms if necessary, and they can also change their standing positions by pressing the circle button. There is also strategic options such as throwing grenades by pressing the R2 button, or melee attacks by pressing the right analog stick. During the missions, players are required to follow the arrows with countdown numbers that indicates their progress of the level as they shoot their way against enemies that will fire back at them. Sometimes the players have to locate RPGs or any other heavy artillery to take down large enemies in tanks or helicopters. At the beginning of each level, players have the option to select their own weaponries, which adds the fun aspect of the game, and it makes it less repetitive to take down enemies for various strategic purposes. Players can also locate accessible items such as explosives, swords, or tasers, and use them to attack enemies, or further strategic options. In some missions, there are also quick time events that allows players to control vehicles to fight their way against enemies or escape from extreme circumstances. After 9 hours of the story mode, players have the option to play the zombie mode, where they can survive as long as they can. To survive in the zombie mode is to kill as many zombies as the player can to raise points to get new accessible weaponry. For the frustrations of the game is that the game is not really frustrating to beat, since most of the times players have to go through a series of trial and error to succeed through the levels. Sometimes it can be a bit frustrating to get killed easily from grenade explosions, but it's supposed to challenge players to react in a fast pace and find another strategy to overcome obstacles. There may not be no need for improvements because the gameplay is straightforward through a series of trial and error. Although, if I were to provide improvements, I would have provided a bulletproof vest to use only twice per level just to give the gameplay a fast-pacing experience. From my take on the artwork and the visual appearance of the game, the artwork is well crafted through the designs of 3D environments and anticipated animation that makes the game feel like an exciting experience. There are some bumps among the character designs, although they flow properly along with the straightforward animation through the cutscenes, and they are designed decently. The game can be played repeatedly with an option of an easy mode or hard mode, as the game is auto-saved, although players can also have the options to replay missions where they have completed. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 presents a fun experience through action-packed levels which can be recommended to mature video gamers who are willing to play the game for its simple and fun mechanics. Although I would advise those who are new to Call of Duty because this game has challenges that take time to overcome, and I would suggest an easy mode for new players. Overall, I give Call of Duty Black Ops 2 an 8.9 out of 10 with its fascinating pace with some minor design flaws.